Are you ready for a whiskey quickie with Wild Turkey Rare Breed? And I lost the tag. Let's go. Alright, hey, what's up everybody? This is Mark from Northwest Bourbon. This little tag came flying out. This is just signifying this was a single barrel pick, that's it. But when I flipped it, the tag went flying. Alright, so thank you for joining me for this whiskey quickie of this Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit single barrel pick. And I bought this one specifically because it says it's from the Camp Nelson A Rickhouse. Now, if you're not super familiar with the Wild Turkey warehouses, the main cluster of warehouses is on a strip that is separate from the Camp Nelson warehouses. Now, the Camp Nelson warehouses are special, and those are the warehouses that you get those really good single barrel picks of Russell's Reserve and some of the other special editions and special offerings that come from Wild Turkey. But let's go ahead and pour a glass of this whiskey. We're going to do a fresh crack bottle review with you. Cork pop is pretty light on Wild Turkey product, well, especially in the rare breed style bottle. All right, let's pour the first glass into the Affinity bottle and pour the second glass to review with you. And we're just gonna let that sit and breathe for a minute while we take a look at the rest of what's going on this bottle. Now, you guys probably noticed that this is the same bottle shape as the Wild Turkey Rare Breed. And so the Wild Turkey Rare Breed has the exact same bottle type as the Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit. The big difference is the Wild Turkey Rare Breed is a batched product, and it's a barrel proof product. This is 116.8 proof. Now, this Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit is a single barrel of the 101, so it is 101 proof. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to also pour a glass of the Wild Turkey 101 so we can do a quick side-by-side after we review the Kentucky Spirit to see if it is significantly better than the Wild Turkey 101, because the Wild Turkey 101 is fantastic for the price. I mean, it's like a $25 bottle, and it gives you everything you want in a whiskey. All right, let's go back to looking at the front of the Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit. It's got this really nice looking gold and black label. Underneath of it, it has all the critical information, and it is of my opinion that all single barrel products should have this kind of information on it. Alright, so this says that it was bottled on 3/1/23 from barrel 170, stored in warehouse C and A. We just discussed that's Camp Nelson A. Rick number 1. So the Rick is like the shelving unit, and it was from the very first shelf. So Rick number 1 from Camp Nelson A. I had to pick this up. So I used to think the Wild Turkey 101 is fantastic. Why would I pay 3 times as much just to get a single barrel of it when the proof point's not higher? I can buy the Wild Turkey Rare Breed for $15 less than that, and this is 116.8 proof. A lot more bang for my buck. So why would I ever buy the Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit? Alright, I think we've let this sit for long enough. Let's get to the nose. Man, Wild Turkey products have a very distinct note on the nose that I don't know if it's like a dilly bar, like one of those dipped ice cream on a popsicle stick, to where you smell the wood. You smell some vanilla, a little bit of a fruit note that you can't really describe. There's almost a nuttiness to it. It has a really distinct nose. Oh, but it smells great. Let's get to it. Cheers. Oh, wow. It was much lighter on the front of the palate than I was expecting. I thought the Wild Turkey flavor was going to hit me harder on the front of the palate. But it was really soft and mellow up front, and then it just exploded in the back of the palate. This one is very heavy in the back of the palate and really light in the front. Let's see if that was just a fluke because it was my first drink. Cheers. A little bit more vanillas and oak up front than there was the first sip. Back of the palate still has a lot of great complex flavors going on. The finish starts off really nice, and then it cuts pretty short. Now, I don't know how long these Kentucky Spirit bottles are typically aged for, but if you know, please drop it in the comments below. Man, each sip gets better than the sip before that. That one, I got some nice caramel notes, a lot more wood on it, a little bit more pepper in the back of the palate. That's really drinkable, really crushable. That is very easy to drink. Now, like I said before, let's have a sip of the Wild Turkey 101, the regular, and see how it stands up. Whoa. This is so much fuller in the front of the palate, and it's so much more oily and coating of the entire palate. Man, that 101 is robust. This is a very mild single barrel, I'm telling you. Dude, going back to the Kentucky Spirit single barrel after trying the 101, there are completely different flavors going on inside of it. It's not nearly as viscous and oily and full in the front of the mouth as the Wild Turkey 101 is, but the Kentucky Spirit offers some fruit notes and some candy notes that the regular 101 just doesn't have. And so I'm telling you, the regular 101 definitely stands up to this Camp Nelson A single barrel, but this is extremely crushable and very tasty. But let's talk about that price point, because the Wild Turkey 101 is like a $25 bottle, and you're going to find Kentucky Spirit for between $60 and $70, especially up here in Washington, where after that $60 or $70 price tag, they're going to take an arm and a leg with the taxes.
What do you want from me, blood? Ow! Damn roses. Damn thorns.
But that's just how Washington State is. They just want to take all of your money because they don't care about you.
You took everything from me.
I don't even know who you are.
So at the end of the day, my recommendation after doing the Fresh Crack Bottle review is that if I saw a Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit in the store and it did not say Camp Nelson on the stored in the warehouse, I probably wouldn't buy it. But if it says stored in warehouse CN and then a letter like Echo, Charlie, Bravo, whatever. Like I said, this one is Camp Nelson A. My Russell's Rickhouse is Camp Nelson F. Those are both really good. If I found another one from a different Camp Nelson, I would buy it. If it said it was from some other random warehouse, I probably wouldn't. Alright, and now it's time to mix these two up. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below. Have you had anything from any of the Camp Nelson warehouses? And if you have, which warehouse was it from and what did you think about it? Thanks for watching. Earn, protect, enjoy. Cheers. Oh man, that's good.